Thank you for watching Hidden Gem Stocks. This is a channel where I'll be doing routine deep dives into companies that I think are being overlooked by the market. I try to focus on small, dull, and sort of boring companies that are anti-hype. So I'm not going to be covering any quantum computing stocks or anything like that. My inspiration for doing this is more around aligning with Peter Lynch values of investing, trying to look for companies and sectors that are just unloved and just grind higher and outperform the market by a wide margin. So you've probably never heard about this one. It's called Campine NV, ticker symbol CAMB, trades in the Brussels Euronext exchange. And right now, at the time of recording, it's roughly trading at 250 euros. I was quite lucky in the sense that I picked this one up about a year ago now, roughly for between 60 and 80 euros. So I've been watching this one just grind higher over a year, and it's just been beautiful to watch. What I really love about this company, Campine NV, is it's simple and easy to understand. Their company motto is recover, renew, repeat. And essentially what they do is they take these 12-volt batteries that come from cars and trucks, they collect them all up and they turn them into lead ingots and break them down into their raw materials basically. They cover a few raw materials, so they recover lead, antimony, I'm not sure if I'm saying that's right, recycled plastics and other metals like copper, tin, and recycled polypropylene. Hopefully I said that correct as well. So basically how it works is they take the 12-volt batteries, they use subcontractors and other contractors to collect them all, take them back to their facility. They have heavy industry machinery to recover all the metals, to melt them down to the highest purity levels, and they extract all the chemicals out of the process as well. If you go to their website, there's a very good informational video on what they do and how they do it. So if you need more information, please go to their website. So the two main areas where they generate their revenues are from the raw material, antimony trioxide. I hope I pronounced that correctly. That is a substance that they produce as a byproduct of breaking down batteries. And that's actually a key ingredient for the production of flame-resistant plastics. So think about power points, power plugs, cabling, all that sort of stuff. Flame-retardant plastics or flame-resistant plastics is one of the key ingredients that they sell. Also, large lead ingots, so bricks of lead. They sell that to other automobile manufacturers to make new car batteries. So going back to that whole circular economy thing. So there's a mandate for a lot of automobile producers and car producers, manufacturers, to recycle material that is already in the European Union and have a certain proportion of recycled content in their products. So that's one of the main drivers in their raw material sales, and lead's used for a bunch of different things as well. So not only for car batteries, but for building materials products. There's nuclear medicine, applications for it as well, lead lining. So there's a lot of applications for lead in the future as well. So the key question, why do I like it? Oh, there's a number of reasons why I like this, and I could probably talk for an hour about the reasons why I like it, because I've got a bunch of due diligence notes on my Substack about why I like it. But the main reasons, it's a Peter Lynch stock. It's small, it's dull, and it's ugly. It's not a hype stock. It's not a quantum computing stock. It's not a gene therapy stock. It's not a YOLO stock. It doesn't get any coverage. There's no analyst coverage of it either. So, and that's another reason why I like it. Peter Lynch's book, One Up on Wall Street, he promoted things like Dunkin' Donuts, waste management, things that are not very glamorous, and they were the big winners in the end because they were overlooked by the market. And another reason why I like it, just while I'm thinking of it, it's not very volatile stock. It just grinds higher every day. When I check my portfolio, I try not to check it every day, but I do anyway. I just see it just grinding higher, 1% every now and then. It's a quiet achiever is how I'd call it. Another reason why I like it are roughly 70% insiders. There's a family that owns the company 70%. I'm not sure of the name of it, but they're the highest insider owners. So they have a big stake on what happens in the company, and they are very shareholder value aligned. Low institutional owners. When I started buying this stock, institutional ownership was only 1.4%. Now it's over 4%. So that tells to me that institutions are starting to wake up to the stock, starting to buy it, and they're starting to increase their position sizing in it. Another reason why I like it is not anyone can set up a company like this next door. It's not like a lemonade stand where you can set up a similar operation next to your competitor. There are many barriers to entry for this. It requires special licenses and permits to operate a lead smelter. It's not the most community accepting thing you can do in a neighborhood. So to do this operation, you need to have special licenses and special knowledge. There's special machines that break down all of the lead acid batteries into their raw materials and requires highest purity levels to be able to export and sell onto other customers. There is a permit to operate that runs until 2031, and they have that authorization to do that. And from my research, they are the only antimony trioxide recycler in Europe. A lot of this raw material comes from China. And right now there are export restrictions, which has led to a surge in revenue for the company. So that's a good tailwind. And they're also the second biggest 12-volt battery recycler in the European Union. So that's not something to laugh at. 12-volt batteries are not going to be disrupted. Like I put this photo here with some hidden gems around it, hence the name of the channel. All cars on the road have a 12-volt battery. Then that powers screens, it powers stereos, it powers things that you use in your car every day. The only car that I can think of that doesn't use a 12-volt battery is the Cybertruck, and I don't see the Cybertruck being overtaking the roads and dominating automobile transportation for the next foreseeable future, basically. Okay, when I was conducting my due diligence, I did notice some risks. A lot of the stock movements are heavily tied to commodity prices. So this is lead, for example. It is subject to change. It will fluctuate. So some months the price of lead will go up. Sometimes the price of lead will go down, and the stock will vary accordingly. So what things I keep an eye on are the London Metals Exchange website for lead prices, and also the global antimony supply restrictions. China currently restricts the amount of antimony it provides to the market, and that could change in the future. So if they suddenly increase supply, I don't expect that to have a good effect on the stock price. Okay, so another risk is low liquidity. Sometimes the trading volumes are quite low, so you're never guaranteed to buy the exact volumes that you want. So please be aware of that risk. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to buy the stock. I'm not telling you to sell the stock. I'm just providing my own experiences. There is also geopolitical risk. So if our global fearless overlords decide to impose tariffs on each other and start a trade war, that could also lead to some instability in the stock price, negative effects as well. Something I always do when I have a deep dive or due diligence is I ask the question, where's the growth going to come from in the future? Campine are very good at what they're doing currently, but I need to understand clearly where their growth story is going to be 5-10 years from now. I believe that this company will grow through acquisition, mostly through France. For example, recently they submitted an offer to buy out manufacturing capacity of a battery recycling factory in France, Ecobat. So I expect similar acquisitions in the future for them to grow. I don't expect them to grow organically. The CEO recently said it's going to be a nightmare to increase their smelter capacity in Belgium because there's long lead times in getting permits and approvals over the line to do that. So I expect they've been pretty good in their capital allocation by making strategic acquisitions to increase their current capacity. And while the times are good, I think this is a great move by the company to make these small acquisitions in France that are accretive to the business. So in summary, I believe that this is a great little company that is flying under the radar. It's definitely a play on the circular economy as the European Union looks to increase its manufacturing, increase its production. I think this is a great little company to be able to recycle things that are already within the European Union and to provide those raw materials to manufacturing and industrial sectors. It's definitely flying under the radar. There's hardly anyone talking about this stock. There's no analyst coverage. I expect when there is analyst coverage for that to be a bit of a tailwind because they'll discover they're doing very good things. I rate this stock, this company, Campine NV, 9 hidden gems out of 10. So it's one of my best little companies, my little picks. I will be uploading a Dutch version of this video later on, once I've had a chance to rehearse a bit more. As you can probably tell, I'm not a native Dutch speaker, but I have been dabbling. I have been trying very hard. Thank you very much. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you very much. This was not financial advice, and all the information and content I produce is not to be taken as financial advice, so please don't buy or sell the stock based on everything I've just said. Please just do your own research like I do. European hidden gem stocks is a hobby of mine. I also have Patreon where I am looking for new members. I'm also on Twitter, X, whatever you call it, with the handle there. And I'm also on Substack, where I publish more written storytelling deep dives on the stocks that I cover. Thank you for watching.